listen to me, you have been giving everything to everybody else. Your job gets your time. Your family gets your energy. Your friends get your support. However, when it comes to you, you keep coming last. You pour into everyone's cup until yours runs dry, and then you wonder why you feel empty. Let me tell you something powerful. You owe it to you. Not to your boss, not to your parents, not to your past, to yourself. You owe yourself the life you keep dreaming about. You owe yourself the body, the peace, the success, the discipline you admire in others. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop hoping someone will notice your effort. You are not waiting on anyone. You are waiting on you to wake up and move. You cannot keep saying one day. No, that day is today. You owe it to yourself to get up, be focused, and go all in, not halfway, not almost, but all the way. Because until you decide that you are worth the effort, life will keep passing you by. You owe it to yourself to stop existing and start living. This is not about them anymore. This one is personal. You owe it to you, and it is time to pay up. You owe it to yourself to stop making deals with your own excuses. Every time you say, I will start tomorrow, you just robbed yourself of progress today. Every time you hit snooze, every time you say, I do not feel like it, you make a withdrawal from your own potential. You have been negotiating with your dreams for too long, lowering the price because you do not want to pay an effort in time and sweat. However, dreams do not go on sale. Greatness never has a discount rack. If you want it, you have to pay full price. And that price is consistency, discipline, and commitment when no one is clapping for you. Playing tug of war with your own purpose. One day you are motivated, the next you are lazy. One day you are focused, the next you are distracted. Moreover, you wonder why you are stuck in the same place. You cannot live your dream if you keep making deals with your comfort zone. You owe it to yourself to go all in. No backup plan, no safety net, and no halfway out. Either you want it or you do not. Moreover, if you do, then act like it. You owe it to yourself to stop negotiating your destiny as if it is optional. It is not. You have one life, one shot, and one chance. Stop discounting your greatness. You owe it to yourself to face the truth, not the filtered, comfortable version, but the real one. The mirror does not lie. You can fake it for the world, but when it is just you and that reflection, you know whether you are giving everything or just enough to get by. Stop blaming people, stop blaming circumstances, stop blaming time. You are not stuck because of them. You are stuck because of your choices. The person in the mirror holds every answer you keep searching for outside yourself. You owe it to yourself to stop hiding behind potential. I could do it. I should do it. No, do it. Then stop saying you are working on it when you know deep down you are only working when it is convenient. Success is not built in comfort. It is forged in confrontation. The confrontation with the old you. Look at yourself and ask, did I give everything today? If the answer is no, then you know where to start. You owe it to yourself to be brutally honest. That is the only way you grow. Because when you stop lying to yourself, something powerful happens. The old excuses lose their power, and the real version of you starts to rise. You owe it to yourself to meet that person in the mirror and become them. You owe it to yourself to understand no one is coming to rescue you. Not your boss, not your friends, not your parents, not your partner. You are waiting for someone to open the door, but the truth is you hold the key. Stop waiting for support. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for a perfect moment because it will never come. You are the one who has to decide that now is the time. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything. And every day you sit and complain about your life, you could be changing it. Every hour you spend comparing your journey to someone else's, you could be mastering your own. And every time you say, if only someone would help me, you waste energy you could use to help yourself. That you owe it to yourself to stop being dependent on motivation and start living by discipline. Because discipline does not ask how you feel. It just demands that you show up. You want the life you dream of. Then stop waiting for it to knock. Build the door, open it, and walk through. You owe it to yourself to stop being the victim of your story and start being the author. The hero is not coming. The hero is already here. It is you. You owe it to yourself to stop running from pain and start learning from it. Pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Every time life hits you, it is not trying to break you. It is trying to build you. However, you keep dodging the lessons, hoping for an easy route. Let me tell you, there is no easy route to greatness. The pain you feel now, punishment, it is preparation. That heartbreak, that failure, that rejection, it all happened to sharpen you, to strengthen you, to wake you up. You owe it to yourself to stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable because growth lives there. You cannot become unstoppable if you keep quitting every time it hurts. You cannot level up if you are afraid of falling down. You cannot reach your destiny if you refuse to walk through the fire. You owe it to yourself to embrace the struggle, to let the pain push you instead of paralyze you, and let it fuel your fire, not extinguish it. Because once you understand that pain is part of the process, you will stop avoiding it and start owning it. You owe it to yourself to turn that pain into power. You owe it to yourself to stop chasing motivation and start mastering discipline. Motivation is a spark. It fades when the mood fades. However, discipline is the engine that keeps running even when the road gets dark, even when your body screams, stop. Motivation whispers, do it when you feel like it. Discipline commands, do it even when you do not. You cannot build a legendary life on temporary feelings. You have to build it on habits that do not care about feeling. And you owe it to yourself to become the kind of person who shows up no matter what. Tired, busy, frustrated still shows up. Because champions do not wait for inspiration. They create it through repetition. Stop saying, I am not in the mood. Success does not care about your mood. Dreams do not respect excuses. You owe it to yourself to show up when it is hard, because that is when it matters the most. When everyone else is sleeping, you train. When everyone else is resting, you grind. You get stronger. You owe it to yourself to stop living by emotion and start living by execution. Because the day you master discipline is the day you become unshakable. You owe it to yourself to make a real commitment. Not the kind that lasts until you get tired of it, but the kind that lasts until you get it done. Too many people say they want success, but the moment it gets uncomfortable, they walk away. You cannot keep quitting and expect to win. Commitment means saying, I am all in, even when it hurts, even when it is slow, even when nobody is watching. You owe it to yourself to stop dipping your toe in the water and finally dive. You cannot keep testing the temperature. It is time to jump. When you commit, truly commit, the universe starts moving with you. Opportunities appear, doors open, people show up. But not before you prove you are serious. You owe it to yourself to be loyal to your dream the way you have been loyal to your fears. Stop giving your energy to distractions, to temporary pleasures, and to things that steal your focus. You cannot hold a vision in one hand and excuses in the other. Let go of everything that keeps you from being who you were meant to be. And you owe it to yourself to make a promise and keep it not to anyone else, but to you. Because once you honor your own word, your life will start to honor you back. And you owe it to yourself to raise your standard. Stop accepting good enough when you are capable of greatness. Every time you settle, you are sending a message, not to the world, but to yourself, that you do not believe you deserve more. Your standard determines the life you live. It dictates how hard you work, who you surround yourself with, and what you allow in your mind. You cannot expect extraordinary results if your effort, your mindset, and your habits are ordinary. You owe it to yourself to stop tolerating mediocrity in your actions, your relationships, your work, and even your thoughts. Excellence is not something you occasionally practice. It is a lifestyle. Raise the bar for yourself every single day. When others rest, you push. When they quit, you continue. When they complain, you commit. Let your standard be your internal compass that guides every decision, every action, and every moment. Stop letting comfort dictate your life. Comfort is the enemy of progress. You owe it to yourself to live by conviction, to demand more from yourself, and to never settle for less than your potential. Because when you raise your standard, your results will follow. Every time, without exception. You owe it to yourself to stop broadcasting what you plan to do and start showing what you are doing. The world does not need more promises. It needs results. You can talk about your dreams all day, but until you put in the work, nothing changes. The quiet grind is where champions are made. While everyone else is scrolling, partying, or waiting for motivation, you are hustling, learning, training, and building. That is where the real progress happens, in silence, away from applause and recognition. Then you owe it to yourself to embrace the lonely hours, the pain, the sweat, the struggle. Because every rep, every step, every effort is compounding. The results might not show today, tomorrow, or next week, but they are building you for the breakthrough that is coming. Stop seeking validation from others. Let your discipline, consistency, and output speak louder than any post, any shout, and any explanation. When the world finally sees you, it will not be because of your words, it will be because of your results. And you owe it to yourself to grind quietly, consistently, relentlessly, until your work cannot be ignored. Because the day your effort speaks louder than excuses, the world will listen. This is it. The moment you stop waiting, stop hoping, stop blaming, and start owning your life. You owe it to yourself to live with no excuses, no half measures, no looking back. The only person standing between you and the life you dream of is the person you see in the mirror. Stop playing small. Stop letting fear, doubt, and comfort dictate your path. You owe it to yourself to rise up, to commit fully, and to fight for every ounce of your potential. No more waiting for permission. No more waiting for someone to notice. The power, the responsibility, the destiny, it all rests with you. Everything you have endured, every setback, every disappointment, every sleepless night has prepared you for this moment. You cannot go back. The old you is gone. The new you is here, stronger, hungrier, and unstoppable. You owe it to yourself to finish the story you started, to honor the sacrifices you have made, and to become everything you were meant to be. Stand up, step forward. Take ownership. Be relentless. Be disciplined. Be unapologetically you. Because in the end, the greatest gift, the ultimate victory, the most powerful legacy you can leave is the life you built for yourself. You owe it to you. And it starts right now.